ladies and gentlemen. My name is TotalBiscuit of the WoW podcast. Blue please on cynicalbrit.com. Okay, plate time, folks, for the tier 11. We're going to start off with this thing. Yeah. Not really sure what they were trying to achieve here. Paladin sets, aside from Judgment, have always looked a little silly, in my opinion. This doesn't really change that. It's kind of cool. I like the little things moving on the shoulder pads. I like the glow and stuff like that. I'm just not 100% sure what they were trying to achieve with it. Oh well, leave your comments in the comment box below if you so desire to discuss it and share your opinion, and then have people yell at you because you don't think the same way that they do. How dare you! Move them around a little bit. There you go. You do get this little trail behind you, as you see. As to why, I cannot imagine. Okay. Let's have a look at stats. Right, first, we are going for the Retribution set right here. The Reinforced Saphirium Helmet. 2,784 Armour, 281 Strength, 512 Stamina, Meta, and a yellow with plus 30 Strength. We've also got 228 Haste, 168 Expertise. Set bonuses. 2. Increases the damage done by your Templar's Verdict ability by 10%. And 4. Your Inquisition's ability's duration is calculated as if you had 1 additional holy power. Interesting. I do wonder if you can actually cause that to go past the limit of 3. Probably not. It would be neat if you could, though. Moving on to the shoulder pads, the pauldrons. This is 233 Strength, 380 Stamina, red socket plus 10 haste rating, with 169 haste and 149 hit, as TotalBiscuit realizes that telling you the armor rating on Retribution PvE gear is fairly pointless. Now, we do not have the chest piece. The pre-made was given with this instead. This is the battle plate of the Ancient Kings, perhaps a best-in-slot item, maybe. 301 Strength and 512 Stamina, a red and a yellow socket with plus 20 Haste. We've also got 228 Haste and 188 Expertise. The reason I think this might be best in slot is that it's also on the pre-made warrior character as the DPS chest piece. It does look pretty good. Moving on to the Gauntlets, 233 Strength and 380 Stamina with a blue socket and plus 10 Strength. We've also got 169 Haste and 149 Mastery. And the leggings. 301 Strength, 512 Stamina, 2 yellow sockets with a plus 20 Haste rating bonus, 228 Mastery, and 188 hit rating. Now, as regards to what weapon you might be using, maybe you recognize this. Yes, I remember this thing. That is the reclaimed Ashkandi, the great sword of the Brotherhood. Used to drop off Nefarian back in Blackwing Lair. Apparently it has returned. If it drops off Nefarian again in Blackwing Descent, that would make sense, but I can't be 100% certain. It's a two-handed sword with 3.8 speed, 1894 to 2842 damage, 623.3 DPS, like almost every weapon at this level, 341 strength, 512 stamina. We've also got 228 crit and hit rating on that as well. Right, let's have a look, shall we, at the holy gear. The Reinforced Saphirium Headguard. 512 Stamina, 281 Intellect, and 228 Spirit. It's a meta socket with a blue and plus 30 Intellect bonus, and 168 Critical Strike rating. Your crit chance of your Holy Light spell with 2-piece is up by 5%, and with 4-piece, whenever your Holy Radiant spell is active, you gain 1,620 Spirit. The Mantle. 380 Stamina, 233 Intellect, and 149 Spirit. A red socket with plus 10 Critical Strike rating, and 169 Crit Strike rating on that as well. The chest piece, the breastplate, 512 Stamina, 301 Intellect, and 228 Spirit. A yellow and a blue socket with plus 20 Intellect bonus, and 188 Mastery rating. Reinforced Saphirium Gloves, 380 Stamina, 233 Intellect, 169 Spirit. A yellow socket with plus 10 Mastery bonus and 149 Mastery rating. And the Greaves. 512 Stamina, 301 Intellect, 213 Spirit. A red socket with a yellow socket and plus 20 Intellect bonus. And your Critical Strike rating is up by 203. Moving on to protection, we've got the Reinforced Saphirium Face Guard with 2,784 armor, 259 strength, 512 stamina, a meta socket with a yellow socket and plus 45 stamina bonus. Your dodge rating increases by 281 and your hit rating by 113. Your 2-piece set bonus increases the damage done by your Crusader Strike by 10%. And your 4-piece increases the duration of your Guardian of Ancient Kings ability by 50%. The Shoulder Guards, 2570 armor, 193 strength and 380 stamina, a red socket with a plus 15 stamina bonus, 213 dodge and 128 hit. The Chest Guard, 3,426 armor, 341 strength and 512 stamina, a red socket with a blue socket and plus 30 stamina bonus. We've also got 208 mastery and 168 parry rating. And your Hand Guards, 2,141 armor, 193 strength and 380 stamina, a blue socket with plus 10 mastery rating bonus. You've got 149 parry and 149 mastery. The leg plates are missing from the pre-made character. These are the ones that we were given. Needless to say, I did check the bags. They are not there. This is a non-tiered piece of gear that might very well be worth having. Could be a best in slot. It is 2,998 armor, 239 strength, 512 stamina with a red socket and a yellow socket. Plus 30 stamina is the bonus on that. You've also got 321 parry rating and 133 expertise. As regards to your weapons, we're looking at the Mace of Acrid Death, which you will have seen on the previous videos. If you do wish to see the stats again, just read them right there, I guess. And your shield is the Elementium Earth Guard. That's 11,896 armor, 190 strength, 286 stamina, with 127 mastery and hit rating. Okay, folks, that's all of the Paladin set pieces for you. We're going to go and have a look at the Death Knight. And here we go, folks. This is the Death Knight. Yeah, pretty much the unmitigated imagery of badass right here. Look at that. Excellent shoulder pieces. Big fan of the faceplate as well. In fact, everything about this set just looks amazing, in my opinion. There you go. I think the only thing I dislike is perhaps the fact that the helmet has a sort of flat top and crown on it. That looks a little silly. It reminds me a bit too much of Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but hey, whatever. Still a very nice set. Okay, let's have a look and see what we have in terms of gear. Now, this is the tanking set. This is the Magma Plated Face Guard. 2784 armor, 259 strength, 512 stamina. We've got a meta socket and a yellow with plus 45 stamina bonus. We've got 281 dodge and 113 hit rating. Your 2-piece set bonus increases the damage done by your Death Strike by 5%, and your 4-piece increases the duration of your Icebound Fortitude ability by 50%. Again, notice the homogenization there. That is extremely similar in almost every way to the Prot Paladin headpiece and set bonus. You see the 50% duration there on Icebound Fortitude as opposed to 50% on Guardian of Ancient Kings. Yeah. Moving onwards. Magma Plated Shoulder Guards. We've also got 2570 armor on this one, 193 strength, 380 stamina. A red socket with plus 15 stamina bonus. We've got 213 dodge and 128 hit. Your chest piece is the Magma Plated Chest Guard with 3426 armor, 341 strength and 512 stamina. Red socket with a blue and plus 30 stamina bonus. We've got 208 mastery and 168 parry rating. Here are the Hand Guards. 2141 armor, 193 strength with 380 stamina and a blue socket with plus 10 mastery rating bonus and 149 parry and mastery rating on that as well. And we can cap it off with the leg guards here. 2998 armor, 341 strength, 512 stamina, a red and a blue socket with plus 30 stamina bonus. 188 is the parry and the dodge rating. Okay. Weapons-wise, we've got two of these soul blades right here. These are the ones that we've got on the character. The only other thing that we've got, I believe, is one of these. This is the two-handed, the Axe of Unmaking right here. So we're going to have a look at that. That's Shalag Doom. It's 1795 to 2693 damage. It's a two-handed axe with 3.6 speed, 623.4 damage per second, and 341 strength with 512 stamina. We've also got 228 crit and 228 expertise. Okay, we'll have a look at the DPS set right here. The Magma Plated Helmet, which has got 281 strength, 512 stamina, a meta socket with a yellow, and plus 30 strength bonus. We've got 228 haste and 168 expertise. Your 2-piece set bonus increases the critical strike or frost strike and death coil by 5%, And your 4-piece, each time you gain a death rune, you also gain 1% increased attack power for 30 seconds, which stacks up to 3 times. Your pauldrons, 233 strength with 380 stamina. We've also got 169 haste and 149 hit rating. Moving on to the battle plate, 301 strength, 512 stamina, a red socket and a blue socket with plus 20 strength bonus, 228 is the crit, and 188 is the haste. Magma plated gauntlets, 233 strength, 380 stamina, a blue socket, and a socket bonus of 10 strength. We've also got 169 haste and 149 mastery rating. And to finish us off right here with the magma plated leg plates. Yes, double plating. Redundancy for the win. 301 strength, 512 stamina. We've got 2 yellow sockets with a plus 20 haste rating, and we've got 228 mastery with 188 hit. And as regards to your weapons, you're probably going to be dual wielding something like this. These are soul blades, one-handed swords, 2.6 speed, 841 to 1,563 damage, that's 462.4 DPS, 146 strength, 219 stamina, and a 97 on both hit and mastery rating. Okay, let's move on, shall we? We're going to have a look at the warrior. Rhinos! Our Taurens hide in metal boxes! The cowards! The fools! We shall take away their metal boxes. An interesting-looking set, to say the least. I like it. It's just rather unusual. Notice the very similar theme on the chest piece right there. There's a reason for that. It's because it's the battle plate of the Ancient Kings, which for some reason seems to be on almost every pre-made ever. We swap it round, you actually have the tanking chest piece that is a little bit closer to what it should be. Move around. Do we have any crazy particle effects? Not really. Well, I must say, I do have to wonder why exactly when these floating crystals are going around these shoulder pads that they move as you sway. They're floating in mid-air. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know, maybe it's got that invisible wire on it. It's actually some kind of cheap special effects trick. Let's have a look at it, shall we? We're going to start ourselves off right here with the tanking set. The Earthen Face Guard, 2784 armor, 259 strength, 512 stamina, a meta with a yellow and a plus 45 stamina bonus, 281 dodge and 113 hit. If this is sounding familiar, then it's blatantly obvious why. Like I say, homogenization across the board right here. Increases the damage done by your shield slam by 5% and increases the duration of your shield wall ability by 50%. Once again, increasing one of your big defensive cooldowns duration by about 50%. That seems to be the theme of almost every tanking set I can find here. I don't know what to think about that, honestly. I'm sure you guys have some thoughts on that. Please let me know. Earthen Shoulder Guards, 2570 armor, 193 strength, 380 stamina, a red socket with plus 15 stamina bonus, 213 dodge and 128 hit rating. Moving on right here to the Earthen Chest Guard, 3426 armor, 341 strength, 512 stamina, a red socket with a blue and plus 30 stamina bonus, 208 mastery and 168 parry. Your Hand Guards, 2141 armor, 193 strength, 380 stamina, a blue socket, a plus 10 mastery rating bonus, and 149 on the parry and the mastery as well. Leg plates, we've seen these before. These are untiered. These are the same ones that you saw on the Prot set, so I don't really need to go through that. That was for Prot Paladins. In regards to the weapon set and the shield, again, also identical to the Prot Paladins on the pre-mades. There may be other options, but this is what they've equipped the pre-mades with, so it's difficult to tell. Okay, we're going to switch over to our DPS set right here. Like I say, we're using the Battle Plate of the Ancient Kings. That's what was provided for us, and by the sounds of it, is going to be a very popular and good item. Earthen Helmet. 281 strength and 512 stamina, a meta and a yellow socket with plus 30 strength bonus. 228 is the haste and 168 is the expertise. Your set bonuses: 2-piece increases the damage done by your Bloodthirst and Mortal Strike abilities by 5%, and 4-piece, yes, I'm sure you saw this one coming. Each time you use Overpower or Raging Blow, you gain a 1% increase to attack power for 30 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Again, very, very similar to the other stuff right there. I am hoping that this similarity is going to end at these basic sets and isn't going to continue through all of the other tiered sets throughout the expansion, because that would be very annoying indeed. 233 strength on the pauldrons with 380 stamina, a red, and a +10 haste rating bonus on the socket. Increases your haste rating by 169 and your hit by 149. Earthen Gauntlets. 233 strength, 380 stamina, a blue socket with a +10 strength bonus, 169 haste, and 149 mastery rating. And your leggings. The leg plates right here, 301 strength, 512 stamina, 2 yellow sockets with a +20 haste bonus. 228 is the mastery, and 188 is the hit. And as regards to your weapon, well, you'll be looking at something like this, a Shkandi, the great sword, of course, and there are a couple of other options. As you also have Shalag Doom, which you saw on the DK if you're going to be going dual Titan's Grip. But yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. Let's have a quick look at that because we haven't looked at it properly yet. There you go. Okay, folks, that is all of the Tier 11 set pieces. So, if I was to make a conclusion on this, I must say I am disturbed by how similar a lot of these things are. The models are going to be hit and miss. I mean, the texture detail on them is obviously quite high. You can see the polygon count is high. They look pretty awesome. They're definitely themed to the expansion. A lot of these things are themed out of Deep Home, as you might imagine. A couple of elemental things thrown in there for good measure that you saw with the mage set, and of course a few others. But it comes down to the fact that the set bonuses and the stats are in many areas almost identical cross-class. And I can understand that for the idea of balance, but I don't really believe in throwing variety out the window just to get a little bit extra balance, especially when we're talking about PvE here. I mean, these are tiered sets. This is not a PvP set, and I just don't understand why they've gone so much into this similarity kind of thing. It's just unimaginative, and that's a real shame, honestly. Let's hope to see that the other stuff is somewhat more varied and hopefully a little bit more interesting. Like I said, it is a basic tier set. It is entirely possible it'll get more fun as we go through the expansion. My name is TotalBiscuit, and I will see you next time.